Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning to you all. Happy Wednesday. Me, I don't land again. My name never changes. Now, Okute, or you can call me Amandia Neze. Speaking from the Okute Daily Talk platform too, where we speak to you the undiluted truth about the things of life. Where we speak to you the undiluted truth about the Biafran struggle. Where we tell you the undiluted truth about the shenanigans happening in that so contraption called Nigeria. So now here we tell you everything giddy bam. So make on a gather here because today you could be fire for fire. If I touchalize you and you come to disturb me at the comment section, I will block one of your ear. Now how I will just go to run my things now because a lot of insult is coming to me now. I'm just a broadcaster. So you are not a politician or whatever you may call it. So my wonderful people, make on hear this Obonga message. Alaba International Market is under attack by the government of Lagos State and also government from the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Make on hear what in there happen. Breaking news: Alaba International Market demolition. Then IPOB have stepped into the matter. What IPOB says: move your investment to Southeast. IPOB to Igbos. The spirit of dominance. Anywhere we go, even in the land of the dead, you will see an Igbo man there dragging a seat to be Igwe. Well, I know they finish it. And that spirit of dominance is what brought us where we are today. That is why, in the federal level, we are not even given the opportunity to rule the country simply because they feel when Igbo man is being given that opportunity to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he will siphon everything. Not even siphoning everything. He will make that a city to become his own city. To be answering Igwe Umerora. Number one. Awaka Jako. In case na Ben Naya. Anyway, my brother, it is not funny. It is not funny. It is really not funny. Because what happening in Nigeria now, I said it earlier, even before this so-called shenanigans election or all this whatever they do. I said Igbos are the helm of every targeting. And people were like, oh, you are a tribalist, you are a jingoism, whatever. You are a tribal bigot. And I said, that is not the issue. We should watch out what is going to play out in this very particular issue. Not that I'm supporting what is happening in Alaba or that I'm trying to criticize some set of people. But the issue there is this. When I went into investigation about this Alaba kind of a thing, and I was meant to understand that quick notice had been given, or the notice had been given since 2016, almost 7 years ago, for the landlords in that very particular market to renovate their dilapidated environment that can fall one day and kill people. You understand me? And you know our people now. When notice are being given, the only thing we can do now is just to run around, look for how to raise money. Now I'm not gonna begin to contribute money before government to come here, come see this place or demolish it. Let us go and bribe them. And you keep on bribing. I am a victim of this. When I was in Obele, that is where they sell Volkswagen spare parts. Even before I entered there, Obele, Lawansin, where we are doing business, it had been in an area of it is called a GRA. For its government residential area. But a lot of people keep on occupying those very areas simply because they think everything is all about money. But the time comes when the government said enough is enough, that you people have to go. So that is it. Well, I don't blame the Lagos State government, neither do I blame my own people because anyway, my wonderful people, please, I don't want to take much of your time. If you never subscribe to my channel, endeavor to do that as soon as possible. If you are doing business in Alaba, my dear brothers, my dear sisters, I beg you, care, pack your what, pack your bag and baggages, go back to the southeast and continue from there. That is where we stand at this point in time. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB has urged Igbo traders in the western and the northern parts of the country to locate their investment to the southeast to avoid destruction of their business areas. The separatist group was reacting to the demolition of some buildings at the Alaba International Market in Lagos over the weekend. The spokesperson of the group, Imapofu, in a statement on Tuesday said, "To be forewarned is to be forearmed," Nigeria News gathered. The group predicted a further demolition of buildings in other parts of the state for the same reason given. Therefore, Igbos should begin the relocation of their investment to the southeast region. He assured that Igbo have constantly been victims of such economic and human destructions since the amalgamation of the country in 1914. Powerful observed that IPOB sympathizes with our brothers and sisters in Lagos who are currently victims of ethnic profiling and prejudice against Igbo and all Biafrans in Nigeria. Biafrans have been victims of human and economic destruction from fellow Nigerians right from the amalgamation of the three major nations into Nigeria by Britain up to today. It is a high time Biafrans said enough is enough. Biafrans have lost countless lives and properties in their hands, many decades of existence as Nigerians through religious and tribal riots in northern Nigeria and other parts of the country. We came to understand that they are removing those buildings wrongly built on top of the canal, but following the hatred Yoruba politicians had against Igbo, our people must be prepared because they will come for other buildings within the market. IPOB call on our people to be ready for what is about to happen. The ongoing destruction of major business places of Igbo and Biafrans in general, like portions of Alaba International Market, is one of their planned strategies to put a lot of Biafran hardworking youths into poverty. This is part of the calculated strategies that will be rolled out in phases. Biafrans should not allow their hard-earned money to be thrown into the Lagos Lagoon as they have planned. It is time to return our families and investment back home. We are calling on Igbo and the great Biafrans at large in Lagos and throughout the northern parts of the country to return home and build shopping malls, modern markets, supermarkets, and plazas all in Biafra land. On the other hand, we encourage our people to begin large-scale farming in Biafra lands or in Biafran staple foods. We had developed a boycott economic region before the Nigeria government imposed their devastating economic policies that forced a lot of Biafrans out of the southeast. Dear Biafrans, it is time for us to think home. Nothing will happen to us. We must succeed because God Almighty Chukwu Okeabiama is always on our side. Anywhere we go, Lagos is not Biafra land. If you are told to leave Lagos, do that with all pleasure. We have enough land in Biafra for any infrastructural development. While expressing its displeasure about the silence of some Yoruba leaders in the demolition exercise, IPOB continued saying it is unfortunate that many Yoruba's elders are not speaking up against the ethnic attacks on Igbo and all Biafrans. However, we are urging Yoruba politicians not to destroy Biafran properties but give them time to take their properties and their movable assets back to Igbo land. IPOB support those calling for our people to come back home. What is happening is a divine arrangement to gather us closer to fight for our exit from Nigeria, which will occur anytime soon, according to Ima Powerful. Biafrans have tried their best to become Nigerians more than other Nigerians, but are left with no other option but Biafra independence at this point. In the end, everyone will agree that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB have been right all along, according to Ima Powerful. In the other hand, though, we have another interesting news here. Our able president, he don't start in Waka Waka. This one, whether he go for business Waka for the sake of to better the country, or he don't go for medical checkup. Because they don't talk and say, hey, in Asada Canal, they spend over how many trillion or billions of naira to build a clinic. But aside from that clinic, they still travel abroad for medical treatment simply because they never trust themselves. They never trust their country. And they never believe in their country can produce anything better. They will go out there and still the doctor that will attend to them are Nigerians, not blacks. Real Nigerians. Just in, President Tinubu arrives in France. The video is out there. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu arrived in France for the Global Financing Pact Summit convened by President Emmanuel Macron in Paris, France. Nigerian News earlier reported that Tinubu's official Gulfstream jet took off from the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport at 11:30 a.m. on Tuesday. The two-day summit scheduled for June 22 and 23 aims to assemble world leaders who will assess and approve an agreement with far-reaching implications. I hope it is for the betterment of Africans. Upon his arrival, President Tinubu was warmly welcomed by officials from both France and Nigeria. You can as well see the video out there. Meanwhile, in France or in Paris, President Tinubu will participate, review and sign a new global financial pact that places vulnerable countries on a priority list for support and investment, said the Special Advisor for Special Duties, Communications and Strategy, Dele Alake. This pact aims to address the harsh consequences of climate change, the energy crisis, and the COVID-19 pandemic aftermath. Leaders attending the summit will focus on restoring physical stability to countries grappling with immediate financial challenges, especially the most indebted nations. They will also work on mobilizing innovative financing for countries vulnerable to climate change, fostering development in low-income nations, and encouraging investment in eco-friendly infrastructure in developing economies. According to Alake, President Tinubu, along with other global leaders and financial experts, will discuss holistic strategies for economic recovery following the COVID-19 pandemic and the surge in poverty rates in Africa or the world. I don't know, but then later you will get to hear the full details about the meeting. PDP's Atiku's presidential petition hits roadblock over document disarray. The petition of the People's Democratic Party and their presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar encountered an unexpected obstacle in court on Tuesday. The stumbling block came due to the presentation of unorganized documents to the Presidential Election Petition Court. The parties are contesting the result of the February 25th election, which saw Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress declared president by the Independent National Electoral Commission, Mahmoud Yakubu. During the latest hearing, PDP's lead counsel, Chris Uche, presented the certified true copies of the INEC voters register for Federal Capital Territory in 14 batches, which the court admitted as an evidence. However, the court rejected Uche's attempt to present a series of polling units results from Abia State, criticizing the poor organization of the documents. In a response, Uche explained to the court that acquiring electoral material from INEC in timely manner proved difficult. He asked for the court's understanding, suggesting that the documents be accepted and then properly numbered by the court registry after the day's proceedings. I hope Reno Mokri will not see this one now to criticize. The only where he open his ear is to talk about P2B, to talk about P2B and his legal teams. He will not see this one now and call this one now an embarrassment or disgrace. It's all right. Despite Uche's plea, INEC's lawyer, Kemi Pianero, disagreed, insisting that it was the party's responsibility to sort electoral documents after they are received from the commission. He also highlighted that PDP had yet to pay the certification of the documents. The panel led by the Justice Haruna Samani clarified that it was the duty of the petitioning party's legal team to create a document scheduled once the documents have been provided by INEC to them. With the issue still unresolved, the petitioners agreed to reorganize the documents before presenting them again in court on the following day, which is today, Wednesday. This agreement was confirmed with the respondents and the hearing was adjourned until June of 21. Time is running out for the petitioners, who have less than a week to finalize their case against Tinubu. No, they finish. Now everything is going to be kwarapu. Sowore releases final breakdown of 2020 presidential election expenses. Okay, let us see how much has been spent in this shenanigans that is called election. The presidential candidate of the African Action Congress (AAC) in the 2023 general elections, Omoyele Sowore, has released the final detailed account of his campaign revenue and expenditure. Okay, this one is all about his party. In a statement on Tuesday, the party's National Publicity Secretary Femi Adeyeye said the Sowore Political Action Committee released the final financial inflow and expenditure of his own campaign. I know he's creating an avenue now to attack other parties to present their own expenditure for the 2023 elections. He challenged all the opposition candidates who participated in the general elections to publicly declare their campaign funding source and expenditures. Adeyeye stated that the SPAC has released the final breakdown of the 2023 presidential election campaign donations, sorting of funds and expenditures in line with the best campaign practices and the spirit of the accountability. He said a summary of the financial breakdown showed that net cash flows during the period stood gross inflows were 40,146,674.53 naira. Expenses from the personal funding were 1,805,000, while total payments during electoral stood at the sum of 40,193,546.03. He noted that aside from monetary contributions, we cannot quantify the human resources put into the campaign from Nigeria who supported our day and night, those who stood their ground and gave their time to toe the path of honor and integrity. We cannot thank you all enough. The campaign organization also seizes this medium to challenge other presidential candidates, including the one who was sworn in, to release their campaign finances, that if any books were kept at all, according to him. We sincerely hope that those in particular who sought public donations during the campaign season will also show Nigerians the donations they got from the campaign donors across Nigeria and beyond. We can't have a clean leadership recruitment process in this country with people who shroud their campaign spending in secrecy. We believe that those who can't keep books of campaign expenses and transparently account for the expenses incurred can't run a country like Nigeria properly, according to Omoyele Sowore. On the other hand, though, Pastor Chibuzo harasses late Deborah Samuel's family, orders them to leave the apartment they are rented to. The General Overseer of Omega Power Ministry OPM, Apostle Chibuzo Chinenye, has ordered the late Deborah Samuel's family to leave their rent overdue apartment. Nigerian report that this comes after Foundation for Investigation Journalism (FIJ) visited Deborah's families, and they opened up about their current struggle with the Port Harcourt-based pastor. Contrary to claim that they were offered a free apartment, Deborah's parents said the reverse is the case, as the landlord has informed them about the next payment or they have to quit the house. Late Deborah's father, Emmanuel, also revealed he was given a fairly used vehicle which he was using for taxi services before it developed faults, and the car had been already packed up. According to FIJ, Apostle Chibuzo, who seemed displeased with the interviews, singled out Deborah's father, Emmanuel Garoba, during a church service and demanded to know who got them an interpreter, as he knew the family could not speak Hausa. Voila. Apostle Chibuzo is said to have ordered the family out of their current apartment to a mini church estate, bought three bags of rice for them, and also gave them 20,000 naira cash. The source said, the interview we gave, it has caused serious problem at OPM. Yesterday, Chi called him inside the congregation and said that He heard everything. Who interpreted it? Who interpreted that interview? He asked him, hey, Garoba didn't know the person. So he told him that he didn't know the person. It seemed you brought the interpreter from your company, he told OPM, the source said. The pastor said that if he, Garoba, knew the interpreter, he should provide that interpreter. Why would you do such a thing? Why would you appear for an interview with a journalist? The pastor asked. Now some people are looking at me as if I did nothing for you. We had serious issues with him yesterday. The pastor has now bought 3 bags of rice for us and handed us 20,000 naira. Chinyere told the Borat family to leave their current abode and ordered that they move to the mini estate the church gave them. The Borat family insisted they did nothing to rubbish the pastor's image and are grateful for his kind gestures, but could not lie about their present living conditions. Labour Party lawmaker who was blown away by Tinubu's intelligence makes fresh demands from P2B and obedience. Somebody Amobi. Labour Party House of Reps member Amobi Oga has urged the presidential candidates of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, P2B and obedience, to support the present government. Oga, in a recent interview with Channel TV, said it is only God that gives power, and that once someone has won an election, politicians must show good sportsmanship and show support to the winner of any election. He further opined that politicians need to show anyone who wins election support until the court or God says otherwise. He stated that Nigerians is more important than anyone, and so people must learn to put the country first. Once you are in politics, don't lose hope. Don't think that if you don't win today, you will not win again. Once someone has won an election, to be a good sports person, you must give the person support. Like I said last week, that trended all over the world when I told the people, election has come and gone, now it is about governance, and whoever God has given that mandate to represent the people, you must respect that institutions. Because today, why I am representing you is because of that institution that brought me to this place, according to Oga. That is why I always say whoever that is in that seat, give the person that support until either court or God says otherwise. We must put Nigeria first. Nigeria is more important than anybody. It is only God that gives power, Oga said in his statements. This comes a few weeks after Oga was slammed on social media for hailing President Tinubu when the presidential candidate of his party P2B was still in court, challenging the victory of Tinubu in the February 25th presidential election. Oga and other House of Rep members elect met with the president before their inauguration. After meeting with Nigeria's president, Oga said he never knew that Tinubu was so intelligent, according to the news we had here. Alaba International Market, what you must do to prove the demolition is not targeting Igbos. Eject sent message to Sanwo and Tinubu. A former Minister of Education, Obiageli Eject, has raised to the ongoing demolition of some distressed buildings at Alaba International Market. Recall that demolition of the market of the marked structures began on Saturday, June 17. The Lagos State Building Control Agency had reportedly marked at least 17 buildings for demolition as far as 2016. However, the demolition has sparked a backlash from the traders who insist that the exercise is politically motivated. Reacting to the situation via Twitter, Eject called for transparency. She urged the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo, to publish details of each demolished building and the reason it was removed. Eject insisted that this move would provide evidence to the public that the exercise is not aimed at attacking only the Igbos. Speaking further, she advised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu against brewing toxic atmosphere against fellow citizens. She wrote, the governor Sanwo ruled at Follow Lagos on Friday started the process of removing what he described as distressed buildings in Alaba International Market in Ojo local government area. I have a policy advice for Artist Sanwo that will be helpful for all sides and the public in question. Mr. Governor, please immediately publish details of each destroyed building and the deadline of due process, rules that were exhausted by your government before it was removed. It will be wise for the government to take this counsel on transparency and full disclosure, since it will provide evidence to the public that this is not a vengeful political attack against the predominant Igbo community in Alaba Market. Let me also use the opportunity to really again advise the Follow Lagos government and its cheerleaders, including at official bat, to be careful in persisting to brew a terrible toxic atmosphere against fellow citizens before, during, and after the 2023 election. Governance by malicious does no one any good. A word is sufficient for only the wise, according to Obi Ezekwesili. Presidential Tribunal. Tinubu APC prepared to respond to petitions seeking his removal as the president of the Fulani government of Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu is said to defend himself against petitions aiming to remove him from office on June 30, according to an announcement by the Presidential Election Petition Court in Abuja. The three petitioners are said to conclude their cases by Friday include former Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Labour Party candidate P2B, and Allied People's Movement (APM). These petitioners contest the election that declared President Tinubu of All Poverty Congress (APC) the winner on February 25th. While both Atiku and Obi claim to have won the presidential race, the APM seeks to nullify all votes for Tinubu due to his alleged disqualification. The APM argues that Tinubu's candidacy became invalid with the withdrawal of Ibrahim Masari, who had initially been nominated as the APC's vice presidential candidate, citing Section 131 of Section C and 142 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. All petitioners demand the revocation of Tinubu's certificate of return issued by the Independent National Electoral Commission. In terms of witness, Atiku aims to call upon 100 witnesses. Obi plans to bring in 50, while the APM, relying on documentary evidence, intends to summon only one. The court initially extended the petitioners' time to close their cases by 2 days beyond what was recommended in the pre-hearing report. Atiku has so far presented 25 witnesses and intends to call upon 5 more. His lawyer, Uche, stressed that the remaining evidence they wish to submit would cover the testimony of the remaining 70 witnesses. However, Uche lamented the difficulties faced in acquiring certified true copies of the document from the INEC, likening the process to demanding weapons from an opponent in a war, according to Uche. He criticized INEC for the disorganization of the forms provided to them. Despite challenges and postponement of proceedings to allow the organization of documents, Atiku's lawyer has moved to adjourn the case to Wednesday today to facilitate a more systematic identification of the evidence to be presented. In Obi's case, the court permitted INEC, President Tinubu, and the APC to cross-examine his 7th witness, Mape Kareta Oga, an employee of Amazon Web Service, AWS. Amazon Web Service was contracted by INEC to offer technical support during the general elections. She disputed INEC's claim of technical glitches on election day that inhibited electronic transmission of results. However, under cross-examination, she admitted not being sent to court by Amazon and concluded to the possibility of a glitches occurring. So finance served to INEC chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu elicited a response through a representative who confirmed that they held some requested documents